Two of the foremost definitions of the word image are: 1, a likeness or representation of a person or thing; 2, a visible impression obtained by a camera, telescope, microscope, or other device and displayed on a screen. Images shape perception, and whether we like it or not, perception shapes reality. What happens when your perception, especially at a communal level, is created and buttressed by someone else's pre-existing, overwhelmingly negative perception of you and people like you? For black people, and black men in particular, this is a huge, almost existential problem. Perhaps to some degree, outside of the realm of sports, portrayal of black men, both in fiction and factually, tends to concentrate exclusively around 4 themes: comical, childish, cringeworthy / kowtowing, and criminalized. Case in point, 2018 was Big Nasty's year. He finally hit the big time. As a comedian, Big Nasty is mildly tickling, but his personality is much more appealing. Let's say very appealing. Watching him laugh is particularly infectious, so much so that it spawned a sustained global meme. People would ping a clip of him bursting into hilarity onto the end of other memes in a bid to provoke or signify funny, just like a laugh track on old TV shows. But above all, he's hardworking, persistent, and charming. So seeing him rise to success in the mainstream was heartwarming. There is nothing better than seeing the long-term grind of a brother finally paying off. But there's another side to Big Nasty's success, one that he has no control over, one buried in the old truism, laughing with you and laughing at you, and laughing at people like you by extension. Through no fault of his own, and perhaps unbeknownst to him, Big Nasty, a brother trying to leverage his appeal and make an honest living, has been defaulted into the most enduring and beloved of British tropes, of black tropes on British TV, the minstrel. The sparsely articulate, physically overexpressive buffoon playing up to preconceived, wild black stereotypes, largely for the consumption, comfort, and confirmation of white audiences. The image of black people, and black British men in particular, is created and controlled by white people, often ones who don't know any black people intimately enough to have at least an understanding of what being black is really like. In Britain and far beyond, black men have near zero power over how we are viewed and understood. In mass British media today, the image, understanding, and portrayal of black people are owned and controlled by the descendants of the people who owned and controlled our image and often our bodies hundreds of years ago. The baton has been passed down without being dropped once, hence the cycle remains firmly intact. The editorial meetings up and down the country that decide multiple times a day how we are portrayed are usually all white and often all male. The group with the highest stakes is the group with the lowest representation. The group with most skin in the game has the least skin in the room. At best, I beg your pardon, black British men are guarding the door. Owing at least to the debasing of our image, black British men are more likely to be unemployed, paid less for comparable work, locked up for longer, locked out of professional careers, victims of crimes, detained and or treated in the community for mental health concerns, among other things, than practically any other group. There is barely any measure of British societal disadvantage in which black British men are not overrepresented and or taking the lead. The story of Mark Duggan illustrates clearly how portrayal affects outcomes. In 2011, Mark Duggan was killed by the police in Tottenham, in North London. But that was not the first time he was killed, nor was it the last. Mark Duggan was killed 3 times. He was first killed by the media, then by the police, and then again by the media. A problematic image, one that had proven deadly, of men like Mark Duggan had long been established in the media, and therefore in the public conscience. Black, working class, from the wrong area, and of course, gangster, a racially weaponized term in this instance.